Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to the
hey.
swamp. I got Dr.
Hello.
A back with me again.
Mwah.
So
Hello,
this is
hello.
going to be a fun time of quantum physics and ET. God knows what else we're going to talk about. Anything goes. So
Anything goes, for sure.
anything goes. So there you
Yep.
go. Hello, hello.
Hey.
We got spiritual hacks. They are narcissists.
Yep.
Um,
Cool.
and Sylvia from Colorful Foresight. We're up
Hi,
against
Sylvia.
Linda G right now, so I'm not expecting a whole bunch of people to show up. Just
Yeah.
before my notification dropped, I saw her notification go up, and I thought, oh, well, there goes the crowd. So they're
Nice.
all going to be over on her channel. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Teacher
okay. They'll
Barbara.
watch
How
the
are you?
replay. Hi,
Hello, hello.
Barbara.
Cool.
Oh, my eyes are just wanting to give me fits today.
Oh,
So,
no. Oh,
some days they just want to like over tear. They don't want to behave.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we're here to just, if you got a question, we can pull cards. Dr.
Yep.
Ann even brought her tarot cards,
Yay.
and
For once.
she's got pretty green ones. Mine are just
Mm.
black. So and
Oh, I
and
pulled
I
up
also
Good
have
News, Page of Pentacles. There you go. First one on the deck. Good news. That's what it's about. Let's have some good news today.
there you go. Hey, Anna. And yeah, so we're gonna have some fun today. Y'all don't forget tonight, 10 o'clock Central, slumber party.
Number
And
party. Nice.
yep, yep. That's when you get your choice of a sassy or a nice card, or
Yeah.
naughty and nice, or spicy and plain, however you want to put it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I change it every week.
Awesome.
I'm making it something different. Um,
Hey, spiritual hacks. You said you have a question. Can I get a hit on my Palladium family? And before it goes out of my brain, I did get a hit straight away. They say straight away here, right away. And they are with you. I got about 3 or 4 of them that are hanging around you, giving you some kind of guidance. I don't know if that resonates, but that's what
there
came
you
into my
go.
head right away. Yeah, and I've got guides from that are
I don't know very much about
non-Terrarian.
Pleiadians, but
Um,
um,
well, it's a Pleiades system. There's 7 stars, so we have 1 star, which is the sun. So imagine how many planets you would have with the 7-star system that would have life on them, and multiple different types of life forms, just like Earth. I mean, as complex as Earth. So it could be a Palladian, but you could have different skin color, hair color, all that kind of stuff.
oh,
So
that would be
it's,
cool.
yeah. So you got to remember, you guys, every time you look out at the stars, that's a solar system potentially that can be habitable. So there's a lot of, just based on sheer statistics, the likelihood of life out there is phenomenal. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Anyway. Oh,
Absolutely.
cool. Oh, that's cool, spiritual hacks. Yeah, you're most welcome. Yeah.
Well, I pulled
Yeah.
a couple of cards, and I got the Emperor
Awesome.
and the Hierophant. So both
Yep.
of them are showing respect, leadership, traditions. Um, you tend to follow along in those footsteps, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Palladians are one of the species, as I understand it, or, species, peoples. I don't even know, but those people, some groups from that system are heavily linked with Earth and how they've worked with humanity over eons, over millions of years.
Oh, yay! Barbara
Yeah.
mailed my shirt today.
Oh, good.
She
Is it
made
a
us some
cute
more
shirt?
shirts. It's
Oh, cool. Nice.
I forget what it says. Barbara, tell us again what it says. It's been a day for me. I'm lucky I remember my name.
That's okay. I'll be your brain for you, Sherry. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm It's just been one of them kind of days.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just
Oh, and
coming out of
Sylvia
a
just went and subscribed to your channel, Aunt. So
thank you. Yeah, I don't advertise it. I mean, I had like 30 videos on it, and I took them down, post rump steak and all that stuff coming in, and now I
that's
just
right.
put
It's
up new
with
stuff. Yeah.
the Felon 47, and then it says, "May the odds be ever in your favor,"
Yeah.
which pulls off of um shoot, what
Yeah.
was the name of those movies?
You're right, Teacher Barbara.
I
Mm,
forget.
which one? I
Yes,
don't know.
resist dictatorship.
Well, yeah,
Oh
and the
wow,
rest of the world, please
Hunger
be
Games. That's what it's
mindful.
pulled off of.
What's it? Oh, Hunger Games. Okay, got it. I was gonna say, and I was telling Sherry this, and in terms of the world climate situation, while all this crazy is happening stateside, there's a lot of stuff happening outside of the states. For example, in the South Pacific, there's another particular country, not Russia, but larger than Russia, that is making deals with all of the islands in the Pacific. Now, the Pacific is a kind of key strategic area, but you've also got, and Australia and New Zealand are allied with NATO. They have a contract with NATO, even though we have nothing to do with the northern Atlantic areas. We're out in the South Pacific. But the
Sylvia,
world,
ask any
yeah.
kind of questions you want.
Yeah. Ask me anything. So, so things are happening, alliances are happening, and all this disruption back stateside. You know, there's stuff going down. So,
Well, you got
keep
to
your eyes
give Chi
open.
credit. I mean, he's running around behind Rubio and Trump, who with
Yeah,
every deal that they break with one of our allies, there's
yeah,
China right behind us saying, "Oh, we'll do a deal.
yeah,
We'll do a deal."
exactly. So, but
And
yeah, it's just look at the history of his government and how he abolished the system to create multiple leaders. That's the only thing. So he's been in office for a very long time, like Puttanesca sauce.
yeah.
Okay, Puttanesca sauce is a really good Italian sauce, but you know who I mean. But yeah,
Well, I know I
yeah,
had a star seed
yeah.
report
There's
done
that.
years
Oh,
ago
cool.
to find out what system I came from. And when I got my
Oh,
report
cool.
back, it was blank. And I'm like, well, there's nothing there. And she looks at it. She says, oh, yeah, you're from the before time. I went, before what? She
You're
said,
old
from
soul.
before. And I'm like, before what? She says, before everything. And I said, everything
Mm,
what? I said, I don't understand what you're talking about. She says, you were
it's
here
abstract.
before the universes were here. You were
That's
part of the group
amazing.
that created everything. And I
Oh,
was like,
I just dropped a puppy.
oh,
Yeah. Oh my
okay.
God,
And then
that's cool.
somebody said, oh, that makes you a celestial.
I'm just gonna pick
And
up
I
my
went,
cards I dropped, everybody.
okay.
I'm listening. Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, oh my God. I said, well, nobody's ever accused me of being celestial before. So that's kind of a
I
new
think
one.
that's cool. That just means to me that you're just super experienced soul, and you're just down here to help humanity in this time. And look at what you're doing through your channel, Sherry. Look what you're doing. I mean,
It's
we
getting
are
there.
alive in a remarkable, remarkable time, everybody. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
sometimes it feels really crappy, pardon my language, but
I can
with
think of different words.
extremeness comes extreme change, right? And when in your life have you gone through any remarkable change without a lot of grief associated with it? Just putting it
Okay,
out
Narcissus.
there. Okay, sorry.
I pulled for you success. Isn't that a gorgeous card?
Yeah, that's pretty.
And it says, inner and outer success is coming your way. The gates of triumph are waiting to open deep and wide for you. Accept that you're already a winner and even more victories will expand in your life. Being successful is a state of mind. The more you feel it, the more love, prosperity, fame, and fortune will pour into your life. You aren't a failure if you fall down, only if you stay down. So keep going and believe in yourself. And an affirmation that you could use is success fills my life in ways beyond my greatest expectations.
That's beautiful. And
That
I
is
got
beautiful.
something
I love that.
complementary to this. So that's encouraging you. So you're in a state of what's happening. And so this card is reading that energy where you might be, but Sherry's card has given you the positive. You guys
Hi,
hear me?
Rose.
Oh, I don't know
Yep.
what happened. Can you hear me? I don't know what
Yeah, you
happened.
just glitched a
I'm
second.
sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Okay, cool. Anyway, so the energy preceding this transformational change, which we were just talking about, was, are you having some challenges with something that's too much for you, a creative block, or bounties, or you're withering through neglect, or it's an empress. It's the empress of just the empress reversed is what I got. So it's kind of the blocking, whatever that thing that's within you that's blocking you from experiencing that bounty. Think about it, acknowledge it, because you can't overcome something if you can't acknowledge whatever that thing is that's stopping you from flowing into that beautiful gift you're going to receive, or that energy. Yeah. Anyway, baby boomer here. Yeah, so did I.
Ooh,
I went through that, and well, I'm a Gen X, so I went through all of middle school and high school thinking I was going to die from a nuclear attack, entertainment purposes only. So yeah, and
I
all
was in
those
elementary
movies.
school. So yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, yeah, naval officers, dad helped to build. Oh wow,
And for
innocent
some of
potato.
that, we lived in Florida, which brought it all
Yeah.
home even that much
Hey
closer.
Jeffro,
Hey, Jeffro.
nice to see
And
ya. Yeah.
so yeah, they it can be quite intimidating.
Actually, this is interesting, Sherry. I was talking to my husband this morning. I said, "What is it about this year that is even more insane than I don't remember anything being this nuts in my lifetime." I mean, I know, yeah, there's this baby years, but even, you kind of got the vibe. I remember watching Walter Cronkite report on TV because that's what you did when reporting on TV was actually normal and
Yeah,
unbiased. you know? And then
exactly.
I'm telling my husband now, I'm like, I can't watch any news anywhere because it's all biased. How
Yeah.
do I get unbiased, factual information? I mean, there are some places, but did you know on the internet you can look up uh, bias ratings for news channels, and then they'll list who's in the middle, who's polarized on either side, left or right. I thought that was interesting. I found that out through I don't know, course I was working on helping people with.
And not only that, it
Yeah.
helps to know, your journalist or
Hmm.
your anchors, which
Yeah.
ones push for
Yeah.
the truth and which ones just kind of go with whatever corporate office
Oh,
tells
who's
them to
it?
say.
Acosta?
Jim
Acosta, that's right.
Acosta, just
Yeah.
like they tried to do that to him and then move him to
It,
like a midnight show, and he told them
yeah.
F
Yep.
you and walked out. He
Good
is
on him.
now independent on Substack. He's already got 4 shows up
I've
and
seen some of them. Yeah, that's what
really,
I'm watching.
really good. I watched the first 3 this morning with my
Oh,
morning
cool.
coffee, and
Nice.
they were all fairly short, and it
Mhm.
was just nice to see him kind of relaxed in regular clothes and not, it's like he's
Interesting.
leaning into
Yeah.
the fact that this is from home, okay, and I can kind
Oh.
of do what I want to do here. It's like Don Lemon now has a YouTube channel and has got unbelievable amount. I mean, I'm actually a member now. Um,
Mhm.
on his stuff, I think I'm a lemon slice or a lemon drop or something. I don't know. I'm a lemon something. Um, he's he's got different lemons for different levels, and I'm the baby at the bottom. I think I pay like $2 a month or something to be a member, and but it's been really eye opening to watch Don Lemon unleashed, where he can say whatever the hell he wants to say, phrase it in the way he wants to phrase it, and it's just like a whole new persona is coming out with him. It's like, oh, I kind of like this
Mm.
Don Lemon. It's he's not playing Mr. Nice Guy, going to follow the rules. He's like, I'm going to get in your face. So that's kind of nice. I watch him. And then, of course,
Yeah.
Midas Touch. They are
Minus
now beating Fox in podcast and YouTube views
that's
and
incredible.
whatnot, which is amazing.
Okay,
Um,
so we're witnessing a global change of informational sourcing, right? News medias and those big studios are going to collapse eventually. They'll try to get into podcasting and stuff, but people know they're biased unless some significant legislation comes in, which I highly doubt because they're owned by oligarchs, and oligarchs have their agendas. But yeah, yeah, oh
exactly,
yeah,
Jeffro. I'm just
yeah.
a couple of years older than you, babe, and it's like,
Hmm.
I mean, I grew up in the Deep South. I went through the civil rights movement and the equal rights movement
Yeah,
and the women's rights movement and the gay rights movement, and it's like I can't remember things being this terrifying. Um, but yeah, Substack started out as an open source forum for people to write, and journalists were
yeah.
starting to post articles there. Authors
Hmm.
were posting articles and stuff there, and then they opened up to video and podcasting. So now you've got people that are doing their podcast on there. They're doing videos on there. Um, and so it's
Yeah,
it's just another forum to put your stuff out,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not it's an open forum, so you can put whatever you want. um
So there's this a really great. I don't know if you guys know if you heard of the Washington Post, right? There's a really great
mhm.
journalist from there called her name is Jen Rubin, and as soon as she was told she can't write what she wanted to write, she was out. And like as soon as Trump came in, because all the media companies were getting scared, and not get funding from the right people and all that kind of stuff. So she left and instantly started a brand new publication called The Contrarian. And I really like it because they do a weekly roundup and summarize kind of all the well, I think they even have to do it daily now because it's just so squirrely, what's happening in that
Yeah,
office. So, but it's really, really good reporting. And what I found interesting is I didn't know about the protests across the United States until I went into Substack and looked up my news people in there, because it wasn't showing up on international news. I'll tell you that right now. Nothing was. And so I'm just like, why? Why wouldn't this be shown? All these people's voices are raised. At least it should be some kind of news item. But nope. So I was like, interesting.
hi
Yeah.
Grace, and yes, you're very true, because the press was designed to be the way it is in this
Yeah.
country, to be
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
the the fifth wall or the fourth wall or whatever,
Yeah.
um their main purpose, and the reason why the founding fathers designed the press to be open and to be able to hold leadership accountable and say what they wanted to say, was because they came from a time when nothing was released publicly unless the king okayed it, and to see news organizations now being cowed down to whatever makes the felon 47 happy is what we're getting. And it's like, yeah, I don't want that spewed crap. I want the truth. I mean, I'm an adult. I can take the truth. You can tell me what is
Yeah.
going on, because then I can formulate a better reaction, a better plan of action of how to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm. Yeah. Agreed.
yeah.
Um,
Substack is easy to use. It's really simple. I mean,
mm,
you can subscribe to pages. You can even do the free subscriptions. Like a lot of them, I do are free because I just don't have the money to pay for everybody.
yeah.
And you get, like, you'll get a newsletter you'll get an email daily from the ones that you subscribe to, that you follow,
Mm,
and it gives you something to kind of read see what's going on. What are they finding out? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good journalists that are on
Yeah,
Substack.
fantastic. And
Yeah.
authors. I follow a bunch of authors because I'm into that stuff. But the other thing is too, guys, remember, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, is it's always important to see what the opposition's saying. So if they aren't using this one, I mean, I know that they have their own bespoke platforms, the opposition, but
Yeah,
don't engage with it. Just engage with it just enough so you're aware of what's happening in that camp, because that totally impacts us as we know now. I mean, it's just gone nuts. So, and if you need days or weeks off of it, just take days and weeks off of it. But it's really important to be able to form informed critical thinking, to be able to understand all viewpoints without getting your emotions involved. And I
yeah.
know that's really hard right now because I think the whole world is in PTSD. So,
I don't remember if I put this up.
oh, okay. They're
Yeah, I think I
protected.
put this
Yeah,
up already.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I went
Yeah,
blank.
that's
Um,
all right. Did we miss
yeah, I mean, I
somebody?
don't.
Did you get all the cards? I don't know if I missed anybody. Did we miss anybody?
No, the only other
Okay.
question we have right now
Okay.
is from teacher Barbara.
Oh, okay.
And her
Sorry.
first question was, do I have a Pleiadian family? Followed by the second question, am I from a star system? Yes
Well,
and yes.
yes, and yes. So Palladian is a star system. Remember, seven stars, so the diversity would be phenomenal about the beings. And some of those stars, I understand, are more aqueous or more ocean based. So you get beings that can live in that space. So, um, from this is obviously non-academic research, guys. Okay, so there's this woo-woo side of me, the spiritual side of me, and then there's this
Yeah,
academic side, and I'm trying to understand the two in between. But that part, I have no way of authenticating that other than what I've been told through my guides or stuff that's not academic sources. So yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it is the same
Uh, I
thing.
like what
Mhm.
I like what Jana put. The
Yeah,
Constitution is strong. We just need to know what's in it. And that's where the Republicans were
yeah,
very smart
agree.
because they started 50 years ago of slowly degrading our public education systems and downgrading it and downgrading it and downgrading it to where you're not learning anything. You're learning to study for a test and to pass that test. And that's all that and then you forget it 5 minutes later. You're not, they don't teach kids to think critically anymore, or most places don't. Now, there are good teachers out there that go that extra step to teach their kids what they need to know in life. Um,
Yeah,
but it's really sad to see what is offered kind of across the board to schools today as just to opposed to when I was in elementary school. I mean,
yeah,
it was like junior high school or what they call middle school now. We had to study the Diary of Anne Frank. That was
yep.
required
I remember.
reading.
I've been to her
And we
house.
had to write and have discussions
Yeah,
on it and whatnot. They don't even allow it in the schools anymore. You know,
yeah,
you damn sure didn't talk about the Bible in school unless it was in passing that
yeah,
so and so always carried one with them or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
Um, it's kids. I mean, many years ago when I first started working at what was the local plasma center, where you can go and sell your plasma and get money. You get a lot of winos and whatnot that come in to do it. This is how they get their Ripple money. Um, but it amazed me when I first started doing that job how many young adults were functionally illiterate. They could not read a medical form with medical questions that were written on like a 10th or 11th grade level. They couldn't
yeah. That's
comprehend what
sad.
they were reading. I would have to read it to them and then explain what I just read so that they would understand. And most of them, if they could sign their name, they were doing good. It was
Yeah,
surprising how many people just made an X. because they didn't know how to sign their name. Now, they went all the
Wow.
way through and got a high school diploma, but they can't read and write because they just got passed
Goodness
through and passed through and
gracious.
passed through.
Oh
And
my gosh, that's awful.
it is. I mean, um,
Mm.
it's really depressing to see what they've done to public education. You don't see all of the um, extracurriculum stuff that we used to have when I was in school. There's no
Yeah.
arts, there's no drama, there's no choir, there's no speech. You get some schools that still do that, and that's fantastic. I mean, but there's a lot of them that they don't even offer those programs anymore. They might have a football team or a baseball team, and that's because sports brings money in. They can get money from outside of the state, from private people.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
but that's about it. You just don't. It's like my brother teaches high school math,
Mhm.
and through me, he's been able to make connections on campus with some of the professors in engineering and computer science and whatnot, so that when we have things like Science Day, his kids get invited to come for the day, and he'll bring his group of kids there where they get to see what is possible for their future if they're not really that hip on wanting to be a farmer or a rancher,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
And it's like an
Yeah.
alternative to, you could be an engineer, you could be this, you could be a
Yeah.
programmer, you could do that.
Something outside of what they just kinda know from their families
Right,
or that. Yeah.
and so
Wow.
he makes a point of making sure that his kids get these alternative facts to be able to better make decisions for their future, and that they're not just locked into one thing and one thing only. And I mean, there's a lot of teachers that just don't bother because they're so bogged down with administrative work that office administrators used to do, because you used to have the principal, you'd have three or four vice principals and other office administrators that took care of all that stuff. Well, that's all been dumped on teachers now. You know,
Yeah.
he spends more time doing administrative stuff than he does doing teaching stuff.
Yeah, so that's crazy, and it's true. The administrative stuff is so overwhelming, like, here in a totally different school system, which I've had to learn about. I mean, I was obviously raised stateside, so I understand that system where I was raised, but, coming from that to this one, it's totally different experience. Very
Yeah,
different. And they're just bogged down with paperwork, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, and don't touch anybody, but they can
good
hit
for
you.
you, innocent potato. That's
Yeah, that's
you know.
awesome. Yep, Jana, my mom, she wanted to be a chemist at university, and her dad told her it wasn't marriageable, and so she had to
Well,
become a teacher.
and back in
She
that
left
during those
chemistry
times, back in the days, women went to university
to get their
in order
MRS
to
degree.
snag
Yeah, a
in order
man.
to snag a husband. That was
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
point of you going
Mhm.
to university, or they would go to what they would call a finishing school, which
Yeah.
taught them how to walk like a lady and dress like a lady and
Yes,
talk like a
and white
lady,
gloves and
how
the
to set
buttons
the
and the
table
hold your
for
pinky up.
highfalutin people, and how to host a state
Hobnobbing.
banquet,
Yes, and all that
that
kind of
kind of
stuff.
thing. They went and they would learn the societal skills.
Sorry, you don't get that with us.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, what about for those women that wanted to learn mathematics or wanted to be a doctor or wanted to be an engineer or scientist, or, it was hard to get into those positions or to even get into school for those positions, because
Yeah.
most of the time they would get passed over in the application because there was always some guy that was waiting to get in.
Yeah.
Could have been 100 times dumber than her, but they were going to put that
Yeah.
guy in before her.
Yeah.
And for people of color, it was even worse.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
definitely at the bottom of the heap. Um,
Yeah. But
I
all
mean, my
that
mom
stuff
read
that
to
they went
us.
through. Yeah.
We went
Exactly.
to the library every week and would
Yeah.
check out a
Same.
ton of books.
Yep.
And, a lot of times in our childhood growing up, my brother and I, we didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
My mother never bought a TV in her entire life. Not one. She's had TVs over the years. She had them. People would give her a TV. When they would
Yeah.
get a new one, they'd give Sharon the old one.
Yeah. Yeah.
She never bought one. And we would have a TV until it broke. And then it would go in the garbage and we would not have a TV again for a while. And it was no big deal. We went to the library instead and we read. Um, I mean,
It's
she
just
stayed with
different.
her nose in a
Yeah.
book all the time. I'm the same way.
Well, this
Um,
is why DEI is also women and, all the other things that we know of as DEI. I mean, all the folks that were protesting in the 60s made some phenomenal changes, which we're kind of astonished and shocked and like, what? With what's happening now in the last 2 weeks, in the last fortnight. So,
yeah, Barbara, I
and,
remember
and that's got a ripple
early
effect.
days.
Yeah. Cool.
I remember I wanted to dance, and so my mother put me in dance classes, ballet, tap,
Nice.
that kind of thing,
Yeah.
that I did for a
Mhm.
couple of years when I was young, 6, 7 years old. And one of the strongest things they
Yeah.
pushed for us was we had to learn how to behave in proper society, how to walk and talk and sit, and you don't smack your food and you don't slurp your tea, and all this kind of stuff. And I look back on it now and I think, what the hell did that have to do with dancing? I mean, what was the point of that? Um, but it was just expected. I mean, if you went into
Mm.
town to go shopping, you wore, a dress and stockings and gloves and a hat and that's just the way it was. I mean, and yeah, Rose, you're right. 3 highly intelligent black women are
Yep.
who wrote the programs for the rockets in NASA. I mean, you had Glenn, what's his face? That was an astronaut that depended on one of those black women to get the coordinates right for him to get into space and come back again in one piece. And he wasn't happy with the computer version. He wanted her to look at the numbers, and I mean, hell, they did a movie on it finally.
Yeah, that was amazing.
But still, I never heard about that growing up. Not once. I was never told about these women that worked somewhere like that. And I lived in Florida at the time, where NASA was at. So, or in Texas, where I also lived, where NASA was at. So,
Yeah.
but it wasn't taught to us. You have women who go into the military who are awesome at their jobs of what they do, whether if it's
Mhm.
combat, piloting, or artillery, or medical, or I mean, you name it. You got women doing it in the military, no
Yep.
problem whatsoever. And it's truly sad that now we've got the current. I just read this last night. The current administration is going through like the the government buildings there in DC, and they are putting like brown paper over the plaques and pictures of any women or people of color that contributed anything to this country. Like they don't
Oh.
exist. It's like I would be hard pressed to not walk through there and rip that shit off every single one of them. I mean,
Yep. Yeah.
and
Yep.
yeah, that's right, y'all. Ask some questions.
Yep. Um, Carol Burnett
Oh,
teaching
you
younger
would
people how to
enjoy
walk
that
like.
movie, Rose. It's a really good movie. It really is. Um,
Kim Princess has a question. Is my dad proud of me? Yes. I didn't have to pull a card for that one. Absolutely.
Oh,
You
yeah, I
kidding?
heard that loud and clear.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, well, of course.
And he's with you right now, by the way. That's
Along
cool.
with your grandparents. Or maybe it's his grandparents. I don't know, but his older people,
Energy.
older energy with him to just like, yeah, we're very proud of you.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Evan Light, Debbie. Yeah. Have you seen the on the basis of Ruth Bader Ginsburg? No, I started watching it, but then I got interrupted, so I've got to go back and watch it. But I know it's amazing. Teacher Barbara.
I think I saw it years ago. I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember everything about it. But that was another one who broke the mold. I mean, she went forward and stood up for what she believed in and pushed forward. And she was one of the first women uh, to be placed on the court. And
Hmm. It's great. You own it. Oh, cool. Magical
Grace,
Mermaid.
yeah, me too. It's like, why would I pick this? Why wouldn't I pick being rich and famous and no problems in life? Why would I want this?
Got to go visit our elderly. Oh, lovely. There's a few of them. Yep. We'll look at that one first. Yep.
You know,
What do you mean? I mean, terminated means ended. I think it's been reinterpreted.
I think it's in the process of trying to be ended.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not think what I'm being told is it will stand. It may get shifted and changed a little bit, and we're definitely going to have to go in after the fact and make some corrections. But that it will stand. Right now, the Constitution is the only thing between us and complete and total dictatorship. And yeah, like your name now needs to match your birth certificate or you can't vote. Well, if you're a woman, your name does not match your birth certificate because you've taken on your husband's name.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
thing. That's crazy. Going back to your
it's
maiden
like
name.
I have my birth certificate. When I was 4.5, my stepfather adopted me and became my legal father. So I have my adoption papers. And then I got married in my 20s and I have my marriage certificate. So when I went to go get the real ID, as they call it down here, it's supposed to be like the next best thing to a passport. Um, I had to bring all that paperwork in to show all the changes of my name through my life. And so yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
also the other thing is too. I've been reading about passports. Is right now there's a huge line that you have to wait and longer wait times for U.S. citizens if you need to get a passport or renew it. So if you can get in that line,
If they
that's your
don't cut them
thing.
off.
Yeah, if they don't cut them off and all that good sort of stuff. But I've got a feeling Canada and Mexico would open up the borders for asylum for United States citizens. I really do. I think that there would be a lot of and the felon actually he's made a lot of really powerful entities extremely angry from Mexico. And I'm not talking about the government, but I won't say their names. But like illegal paramilitary, like lots of weapons, all that kind of stuff. And man, there's a lot of undercurrent going on. That's all I'm saying. So you know, cartels and that kind of thing, right? So yeah,
Okay,
that guy's not
Rose has
making a
a
lot of friends.
question.
Let's put it that way. How
Yeah.
long? I've never had one. Okay, so let's see. I pulled some cards about the Constitution, guys,
Okay, go
and
ahead and
the energy was like, okay, so it was Seven of Pentacles reversed. So it's kind of a mixed bag of energy. So it's about the current state. It's not past, present, futures. So it's Seven of Pentacles, unemployed, so limited success, lack of reward. So it's under tension right now. Then I got the Six of Wands. So we might be able to win some significant battles. So that's hopeful. Progress and achievement. I don't think we're going to be out of the woods right now just yet, but I do think we have some friends in the courts, which is just hope and pray they stand up and do to defend the Constitution, because
yeah.
a lot of them are paid not to.
Hi, Anita. Hi, Dakar.
And then the other ones: poor planning, indecision, manipulation, abuse of power. The thing is here, what I get is right, everybody, right your congressman, right your senators, right. If you have a computer and you can send an email, it's not that hard to just write and say, hey,
There
this is messed
are
up.
organizations out there that will
Yeah,
give you what to put in an email.
yeah,
There's
that's great.
5 calls, the app 5 calls. You can contact them and they will give you a script and the numbers to call to contact your congressmen and women
Yeah,
in the
yep,
House and the Senate, and what to say and how to say
that's
it. Because a lot of
that's
people don't
fantastic.
follow through because they don't know what to
Don't know
say or
how
how
to
to say it.
say. Yeah, that's
And they
fantastic.
give you a script to follow. Um, there's
Perfect.
other numerous organizations out there. The women's equal rights movement, they
Mm,
do stuff like this, and
mm.
as well as several of the civil rights groups out there that do this. Just reach out. You'll there'll be lots of folks that, especially now, they're going to start posting. You know, this is how you do it. This is where you do it. This is what you say. This is who you call.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Thank you, Vicky. By the way, that's so cool. I had a lot of videos, guys, but they went subterranean. I just removed them from public view, so I've got like 3 on there. But I've been doing this for maybe a year and a bit, and I met the fabulous Sherry in a book club that was run by Allie
yeah.
of Heart and Soul Connected. So we're like, yeah,
That's
let's
it.
get
That's
together
how
and
we
let's
met.
talk stuff.
So
Yeah, so it's really, really cool. And I'm writing a book. I'm an academic by trade, and so I'm, aside from academia stuff, I'm writing a book right now. But decision paralysis, also purpose paralysis. Right? Am I doing the right thing? This is right. The self doubt just looms large over your head. So I'm like, right, I'm going to park it until some of that noise in my head goes away. So what I've done is I've decided I'm going to go see. Have you ever seen the movie? Any of you? If you have, just let us know in the comments. Seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert? She's the
it's a
author.
good,
And then Julia Roberts was in the movie.
yeah,
It's such
that
a
was a
great
good movie.
movie. I'm going to go see her speak. So I'm very excited, the author. And she's like a motivational speaker, but she's also really, writers are kind of artists. I know it sounds funny, but she's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
It's
Peach
just
Barbara's in
how
the
they
book
prep.
club. Yeah, yeah,
She was
yeah,
in the
yeah,
book club too. That's right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You watched it several times, Teacher Barbara. So have I. I love it. Oh my gosh. And there's something about travel that's transfixing. Even if you go out of state, just something out of your normal life, you just absorb and see things in a different way and meet people in a different way. I
Yeah.
mean, just something magic always happens when I travel, even if it's just going home to see family, because I've been overseas for so long. I've been over here for
Exactly.
20 plus years. So yeah, it's just something beautiful
It is
about it.
like
Oh, nice. Yeah.
after
Teacher
the week
Barbara.
I had this week, it was just a
Cool.
hellacious week. Yesterday,
Oh,
I completely
sorry.
unplugged and I did nothing but just listen to music all day, except for when I did polyterology last night. And then I went right back to music after we were done. It was like I just had to disconnect my brain
Yeah.
from all of the madness, and
Yeah.
it's good to do that.
Yeah.
Um, It really is. You need to give yourself some downtime away from it, because it can become overwhelming. And right now, with the Felon 47's, one of his superpowers is creating chaos. And he's damn good at creating chaos. And so he throws item A out there and everybody loses their crap and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And before the first person can take a step to do something about it, he's thrown out B, C, and D. So now you got people that are running in all different directions trying to figure out what to deal with first. What to deal with first is getting him the hell out of office. That's what we need to deal with first.
Yeah.
And the rest of it will work its way out. But right now we're on the game plan of Project 2025. They are rolling it out hook, line, and sinker, page after page, with all this stuff that they're doing. And the fact that the Muskrat Man and his children were able to waltz into the U.S. Treasury, lock other people out, get rid of the career uh, people that work there, and then start playing in the machines. It's like, you know, just like I've contacted my Congress people and said, who the hell gave him permission to do that? He's not even. He wasn't elected. He's not an American. I mean, technically, if you follow y'all's rules, he's not even a U.S. citizen because he lied to get here and to get his U.S. citizenship. And if it was anybody else, y'all already kicked his butt out the door and down the street. So
Yeah, that whole Silicon Bro tech oligarchy is more frightening than Trump stirring up the hornet's nest.
well, the
'Cause
fact
that's
that
what
we got
Trump
a
does.
19-year-old that goes by the name Big Balls that's
Yeah,
got his fingers in our information. I'm telling y'all right now,
yeah,
go print out what your Social Security
yeah,
reports would say
and
if you were to get Social Security
yeah,
today. Go and start changing your passwords on everything, all
yeah,
your bank accounts, all your credit accounts. In fact, I would go in and freeze my credit accounts
yeah.
so
So
that
nobody
nobody
can
can
use
open an
it
account.
to grift
Yep.
it. Imagine if he just grifted $1 from everybody in that.
Yeah.
So think about the millions of people. So he could overnight have, I don't know, how many people live in the United States? That many dollars if it was just $1.
Hi,
So
Roseanne.
read
I'm
your
glad you found
statement.
us too.
Hey, Carmen B. Yeah.
Okay, so Rose asked,
Yeah.
was there a message from her brother?
Okay. Sorry, Rose.
And
That's
I pulled flow,
oh,
is what it
oh,
says.
lovely. Flow.
And it says, it's time to let go. You're entering a period of gracious ease and flow.
Oh,
All is
beautiful.
unfolding perfectly and with good timing. Everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. And it says that when you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster and you aren't swimming against it. You just let go and enjoy the ride. Um, a Native American saying is, it's best to ride the horse the direction that it's going. It kind of makes sense. Um, the way to move into its flow is through gratitude
Beautiful.
and appreciation and by
Yeah.
allowing others to support and help you. An affirmation for you to use is the glory of the universe flows through me.
That's
And
beautiful.
I like that.
And this
So,
this dovetails really beautifully on that one, Rose. It's a 6 of Cups. Whoop, camera there. And it says, and you're going to be doing this because you're going to see your elderly parents, and it will remind you of your brother, childhood memories, past returning reunions, you're having all this. So this is really what they say here, spot on, meaning it's totally accurate, I think. And goodwill and kindness. So be happy. I know that you've got fear, you've got anticipatory grief happening. I have that right now with my mom. She's going into hospice any day now. I mean, the decision's been made. But, I've been, like, days, which is why I had a month off in January, which is the middle of summer for me, and everyone's on vacation anyway. But I was just like, I just need to enjoy the heat of summer in New Zealand, which is not that hot. So anytime we get sunshine, I'm happy. But I, I was just so traumatized because every day I'm thinking, oh, the message is going to be on my phone. She's gone now. Oh, it's like this, and then and it's a cycle. You go through the 5 stages of grief, and then once they pass, then you go through it all again. Because of course, knowing me, being the nerd I am, I have to go research all the research literature about grief, and in psychology papers, it's actually a thing, anticipatory grief. So just think of the positives when you're there, because that's what you've got. You've got that moment with them and that time, and just enjoy it. Yeah. And that's a
Absolutely.
beautiful card. Sorry, that was a long way to say it's awesome. It's going to be a great trip. Sorry. I think Sherry and I could talk forever.
We could keep going on and on and on.
Oh, thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem
Jim.
whatsoever.
I know.
Um,
But you know what they call it in New Zealand? They call it, there's two ways of calling it. You can be a gas bagger. So a gas, imagine a bag full of gas and you slowly read it like, like goes forever. That's one way to call it. And the other one is, what's the other? Gas bagger. And it went out of my head, but I'll think of it in a minute. But my husband swears my jaws are on springs because
oh, I grew up in a family where all the women, and there could be anywhere from 2 to 20, could sit in the same room, all talk at once, all talk about something different, and everybody knew what everybody else was talking about. The first time my husband experienced that when he came to a family event with me blew his mind. He was like, "Okay, I'm my brain can't comprehend what I just witnessed." And I said, "That's why I have no trouble talking to 5 people at once." I said, 'Cause
yeah,
that's
I
what I grew up
know.
in.
My sister and I get in a room, and my husband's like, "Okay."
I might
He
as
can
well
just
leave.
turn off his hearing aids. He'll turn off his hearing aids, and it doesn't matter. And he's
Oh,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
We were at a party once, and he turned off his hearing aids. I'm like, "Did you?" He didn't have his hearing aids, and I'm like, "Did you even hear any of that conversation we had?" He goes, said, "Nope, but I know how to make it look like I did." And we were just laughing so hard; it was so funny. Anyway,
Exactly.
I
Oh,
guess that's his coping
God.
mechanism by being married to me.
Yep.
It's like, sorry.
All right.
Yeah,
Jana
what's
is next. And what is my mom up to these days? Is she still on the other side or is she back on a planet working? I feel like she's still processing stuff.
yeah.
Like she
No,
hasn't
she's
taken another life form or moved on
no.
to another.
Mm-mm.
She's still processing maybe what's going to be her next step. Because you got to remember, their sense of time and our sense of time are two totally different things. So, what to
Yep.
her may seem like 5 minutes of trying to decide what to do could be 500 years for us. I mean, it just, I just feel like she's like, no, I'm still processing stuff of what I'm going to do next.
Yeah. She's I got that she's in the quantum, so she can be in multiple places at the same time, right? So she's with you and with her close family members that are still on this side and this mortal plane, but she's also just taking a break and unwinding and still looking at her life lessons and all that kind of stuff. So she's in a good place. She's rest. Wouldn't it be great if we could all take a vacation from all the crazy that's happening right now and actually have a really deep rest with a good sleep?
Yeah,
That's what she's doing. And awesome, you know. Some people just say, "I'm
absolutely.
gonna," yeah. So I would just go with it. I'm sorry, Janet. Rose Blue. Sorry, I didn't see what you said. But you're most welcome, hun, Jana. Rose Blue, what
Okay,
was your
let's see.
response?
I don't know. I'd have to go back up to find it.
I'm
I
looking
didn't.
at
I
I
didn't
want
see it either.
can you repost it, Rose Blue? Sorry, there's a lot of comment, which is awesome. I love seeing this, guys. This is
Yeah, I
amazing.
mean we got people yakking now, so
Yeah.
it helps.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
helps if y'all
Hi, Sylvia.
repost.
Yeah, thank you. You're helping my. I was up, for example, I don't know what was going on, but I woke up at 3 and couldn't go back to sleep. And this is Sunday, so for me.
Okay, this is going back to a conversation we were having a little earlier.
Okay.
Debbie is. Does that mean that Vance is voting illegally? He's changed his name like 4 times because they were talking about you have to your birth certificate and your name have to match in order to vote. Um, I think that they're going to try to come up with any excuse they can think of to keep people from being able to cast a ballot.
I read, okay, so I don't know if you guys saw this, and I know Linda G posted this, and I saw it before Linda G posted it. I think it was on Rosie's Insight, but I went to the original X article, and some of that stuff in X, obviously, because you know who runs it, you got to take with a grain of salt. But it was an interesting, very complicated theory, and it was about how all the votes were kind of hijacked and that kind of stuff. But it was talking about Elon Starlink servers being in the right configuration, then a Stingray configuration. So if you don't know what that is, basically a way to open up the pipeline. Imagine all the data flowing through a pipeline and a satellite, right? So an electronic way of seeing and monitoring that data, obviously illegally, secretly, right? That's a Stingray configuration. So there's some kind of server machinations, whatever they programmed to try to make it not traceable, but there is some traceable evidence that that happened. Very interesting theory. I even took it to my daughter's boyfriend, who's an awesome programmer. And I'm like, "Is that a thing? Can you explain it to me?" He's like, "Yes, it is a thing." I'm like, "Okay." So, I mean, if it's true, who knows? Or it could be disinformation. I mean, so a lot of these guys they'll put this stuff out, but then they'll have anonymous names, so you can't track who they are and where they come from and what they're about. So you just got to take it all with a grain of salt. Yeah. Does that mean Vance is
Yeah.
voting? Yeah. So yeah, I would say, yeah, different laws for them. Remember,
But can
there's
we
always
do
different
anything
laws for
about
rich.
it? Not yet,
Not yet,
but it's coming.
but
It's
luckily
coming.
they can't erase the internet because it's so big, and they
Well,
can't control. Yeah, go ahead.
something we as a country learned during 45's first time in the White House was that a lot of what we thought were laws that leadership has to follow actually turned out to be nothing more than a gentleman's agreement from one person to another. We
Mm,
don't cross this line. We don't do this. We
yeah,
don't do that. Well, he was like, is it a law? It's not. Okay, then I can do it. And he just up and did it. And so in that
yeah,
respects, it was really good for us as a whole because we were able to see where all the holes were in
yeah,
our government that we
yeah,
need to shore up and change
yeah,
and either fix it so the hole no longer remains or write a law over it so that
yeah.
whatever the point was, it's now law and you can, of course, this was before the Supreme Court decided that he could break any law he wants and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, that's the whole
Um,
thing. We know that court is jacked. It's totally not balanced at all, and
well, there's people sitting on that
and
court that should never have been there.
yeah, right,
Um,
Mark. Yeah, yeah.
and
Mm.
uh, it's a real shit show, y'all. I'm not going to pull punches with you. I've been telling
Yeah,
y'all
it
this
is.
with my
Yeah.
daily political readings.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
it going to get better? Yes. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No. It's going to take a while because people that can actually maybe start doing something about it are finally waking up to the fact that this is real. This isn't conspiracy theorists throwing crap at them in some email saying, you got to fix this. Now they're seeing, oh crap, this is really happening. We got to fix this. And so now you have the Democratic Party that's finally starting to step out and do some stuff.
Yeah.
Is it too little too late? I hope not. But it's going to get a lot darker before dawn.
Yeah.
And so it's going to get ugly and rough, and just hang on and do whatever you need to do to protect yourself and your family. And I hate to sound all hair on fire
Alarmist.
type,
Yeah. Yeah.
alarmist. I don't want to come
Yeah.
across like that. But we need to be aware of what we're actually facing so that we can take the proper steps to protect ourselves and our family, and we can know what we need to do to change it and make
Mm.
it the way it's supposed to be. You can't do that if you stick your head in the sand and pretend like there's no problem. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the country as a whole became very apathetic as to what was going on in government. People got convinced that, well, my vote doesn't really count anyway. Oh, yeah, it counts. That's why they work so hard to not let you vote, because of how much it counts,
Yeah.
you know? Um,
Sherry, I just got a vision. It just popped in my head because I was
oh,
listening to you, and then Rose said something. Senate Republicans are down in Florida this weekend. They're freaking out. Their checkbooks, their bank balances are impacted by Trump making angry everybody around the world because all those ties are getting broken. So all their diplomatic
yeah.
ties they have and all their connections, where oil is, all their bank balances are getting impacted. That's why they're starting to freak out. And the system that they've worked so hard, will tolerate a little crazy, but now it's gotten so bad. All those big party contributors, all that stuff are withdrawing their money. And guess what? The F-47 is going to get bogged down in legal cases because of this. Because there's no money to save him because they won't be able to afford his legal fees. Like it's
And the judges, where those cases are going to court, the judges are not wasting time and letting them
yeah,
drag out. They're like dealing with it right then. It's like, oh, that came in, we're going to do it tomorrow.
yeah,
And
exactly.
they're not ruling in his favor. So,
Yep,
like I
that's right,
said,
Rose. It
it's
is the spectate. Yeah, yeah. So Rose Blue was asking before I forget, and she reposted a question. So let's go round real back to that. She was asking. She wants to move. Oh gosh, now I've lost it. I'm so silly. Sorry,
yeah,
everybody.
she wants to move in with her parents to help take
Yeah,
care of them.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I say it's all open to that. I think with the childhood memories and the love you're gonna feel, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be hard work. It's very emotional, but I also get it. Um, yeah. So it will be hard work, and there are support groups online for caregivers of elderly parents of dementia. Like my mom's got dementia, but she's got complications, so they can't get an official diagnosis, which complicates
yeah.
matters more. But yeah, so yeah, just surround yourself with support. Make sure you're able to have time out for yourself too. If you do that, just
I
make
keep
sure you
telling
take care
her
of
to
yourself.
approach them in the sense of they're doing her a favor by letting her come stay with them,
Yeah,
rather than the other way
exactly.
around.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. That's wonderful, Sherry. That's a wonderful way of
um,
looking at it.
that's kind of what we had to do with my mom in the beginning,
Yeah,
when it first became apparent that, okay, she can't live by herself anymore.
Yeah.
And then we had to put it to her in such a way that, okay, well, you're going to really help me out
Mm.
if you let me do XYZ. And then once we were there and all living together, I think that's when she was able to kind of relax a bit and go, okay, I'm not having to keep pretending that nothing's wrong when obviously something is wrong.
Yeah.
And so it's it can be, well, Rose, like you and I've talked about, it's not going to be an easy decision. Your parents will need to swallow a little pride and realize, okay, I can't do this all by myself. I'm going to need assistance. Why pay somebody an exorbitant fee to be either a live-in nurse or a stopping by every day hospice nurse, as opposed to a family member that's there, that loves them, that
Yeah.
has their best interest at heart?
Exactly,
Um,
and make sure they get their medications and takes them to the doctor's appointments and make sure that they're their advocate on the phone with these crazy, health insurance companies that takes 20 million years to get approval for a medicine. So, yeah, I'm witnessing it, from afar with my sister, but I'm on the phone with her every day, and I'm on the phone with my mom every day, and it's awful because I feel like I'm the worst child in the world because 'cause I'm not there with her, but my life's over here, 7,000 miles away from her, so I go when I can, but luckily we have the tech. So I'm just really grateful that you have that opportunity, but it's gonna be incredibly important once you get through that, once you get situated with them, to make sure you've got support for you. That's gonna be super critical to
yeah.
your health and well-being. Yeah,
And quit beating around the bush of asking them about this. You need to
yeah,
flat come out and tell them, look,
yeah,
I'm in a situation where I'm going to be living in my truck or on the side of the road because
yeah,
of the situation that you're in Texas.
yeah,
And that it would be of absolute monumental help if you could come stay with them. You can pay your fair share of everything. You're not asking for a handout, but you're
yeah,
just there. And that gives an extra person in the house
mhm,
to help if it's needed. Which I guarantee you, once you're there,
yeah,
every day will become more and more and more of them wanting you to do this, do that, do the other.
yeah,
Um, but you got to quit yanking that carrot back in and hanging on to it of what's going to happen where you are now and if you go. You need to let that go and quit pulling it back in. You've tossed it out. Now leave it there. And then just start, like I said, have that heart to heart with your mom and just say, look, I'm in a situation now where you're going to have to approach them where you're the one swallowing your pride and saying, I'm in a situation that I can no longer fend for myself right now. And I need to be somewhere where I know I'm safe and secure and that I'll have help if I need it. Which, in actuality, when you just tweak that a little bit, that's what they're needing. Um, okay, I pulled for you the Knight of Cups. Creativity. You got to be creative in how you approach this.
mm,
Quit worrying about what will or won't happen in Texas. Let it go. Be done with it. Focus on Florida. And then I pulled the Two of Pentacles reversed.
mm,
This is you being overcommitted. You're trying to do too many things at once.
mm,
What did I tell you? One thing at a time. Pick one item, focus on that, take care of it. When it's done, then look at the next item. Quit looking at the whole damn pile of shit and going, oh my God, I can't deal with this. Well, nobody can deal with it when you look at the whole pile. Take it one item at a time. Just one item at a time. And then I pulled the Six of Swords reversed. This is personal transition. This is um, unfinished business that is waiting to be finished. So that's where you're at. You and I know you haven't asked them yet. I understand that. I know the reasonings behind all of that. I'm just saying you're going to have to bite the bullet and talk to your mom and just be really honest about your issue, and that you need your parents right now to be there for you. Like I said, you got to put it in such a way that it's them helping you, not the other way around.
Mm. Yep. And I got for you in the past, you've got kind of lack of control and direction, which is the seven chariot upside down. And then I got the Empress for the current energy, which is about marriage and family and, just family connections grounded down to earth. So whatever,
Mhm.
so this is your family connection so past uncertainty, now kind of, okay, it's family. But then in the through the Three of Pentacles, it says you arrive at practical solutions. So it's a win-win for everybody, you know. So that's I think a really nice grounded reading for you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Josie, that's a good question too, by the way. I hope that helps, by the way.
Okay, well, Daisy's is next.
Okay, Daisy, sorry. Yeah, we'll go to Daisy first.
And let's see. Okay, yeah, the Democrats are working on a bill to protect taxpayer data, and they're going to need 3 Republicans to help pass it. Well, there's also 3 special elections that are getting ready to happen for House Republicans that were picked to work in Trump's cabinet, that they're going to have to fill that seat now, and they have to do a special election. And out of those 3, there are 2 seats where the Democrat is really strongly in the lead. So
Nice.
we need to just put our focus on this, that okay, get the right people in there, and if nothing else, we'll wind up after it's all said and done 217 to 217. The House will literally be split right down the middle. And so the Republicans won't be able to get anything done unless the Democrats join them, and vice versa. So they're going to have to learn to kind of compromise,
Yep.
which is,
I pulled in the past the energies King of Pentacles, which is control, power, discipline. So obviously, right? And then I got an energy for the Knight of Swords reversed. That kind of it's having difficulty coming across. There's some challenges there, which is obviously right now it's such a precarious time with those 3 seats. And then, but the great news is 7 of Wands. Okay, so it talks about it's going to set some boundaries and defend and protect. And this relates to that download I just got. All those Republicans pocket money, all their investments are getting seized, whatever. They aren't getting money coming in. They realize as soon as it hits the pocketbook for Americans, they've got a full revolution happening. That's why they're meeting. They're meeting because this has gone a little bit too far. They don't even have control over Musk, and he's an independent, and he's not even vetted with security clearances, and he's an immigrant. Usually you have to be a U.S. citizen before you even get security level clearances for that kind of level. So there's a lot of laws that are being broken, as I understand it right now. So they're concerned there's a lot of wild cards in the techno oligarch, and Trump's not doing anything different. He's not. He's just on the grift, so he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the money that he wants to have a really great retirement, apparently. And that's at the expense of the American government, legislation, media, people.
Yeah.
So he's just a big grifter that has
And
somehow
bully. Yeah.
bamboozled people into believing him and touching on very very sensitive political issues, which is for everyone. But even the MAGA party, they're getting stirred up left, right, and center. So, it's just,
You're not very happy either. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like an anarchic state at the moment. Anarchy,
Yep. All right,
band.
let's see.
Yeah,
Next up, we've got
that's right. Yeah.
Roseanne.
Okay. Oh. Ooh, that's interesting, Roseanne. Let's see. Thank you for coming. And thank
Absolutely.
you, everybody here, by the way. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for having me on, too, Sherry. I really enjoy this.
Oh, I
And
love
I
it
love
when you come
helping
on.
people. Thank you. I love
Yeah.
helping people, and I love having a good old chin wag. That's the other one, chin wag. You're talking so much that your chin wags back and forth. That means you talk too much. So gas bagging and chin wag. So yeah. Anyway, I thought you'd find that funny. There's some other funny Kiwi isms that, in New Zealand that are hilarious. Very descriptive.
Okay, let's see.
Well, they are trying to contact you. I know that. Are you getting dreams, Roseanne? I can hear somebody. Is that a cat?
That's my brother.
Oh, okay.
He's walking through talking to the cat.
That's what I thought he was talking to the cat. Cute. I love it.
Because she was up in there's like a little window section in the wall between the living room and the kitchen.
Oh,
And she'll
cute.
get up,
Yeah.
it's like right where the sink is. And she'll go
Yeah.
sit up inside the window area, the little cutout area, and then talk to you when you're in the kitchen. Like you're not moving fast enough for her pleasure. Um, I think Roseanne, the first thing I got was just they wanted you to know how proud they are of you and how much
Yeah.
they loved you. Um, and then I pulled a few cards, and I got the Knight of Swords. So that's talking about being driven to success. They see that you have that drive to try to be successful, and they're letting you know that they're acknowledging that. That's a good thing. And then I pulled Justice Reversed, which is unfairness, imbalance. So you might want to. It might be their way of letting you know, maybe take a step back and see where there's some imbalance in your life so that you can kind of like balance things back out again.
Mm.
And then I pulled the Hermit, which is soul
Oh my
searching.
gosh. I got the
Did you pull
Hermit
that too?
reversed. Yeah, I pulled it reversed. But I'll explain. It's holy dovetails. You can't make this stuff up. This is so
I know,
cool.
I'm telling you, but then I got the Hermit, and that's
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about soul searching, looking within.
Mhm.
So
Mm,
um
yeah,
yeah, I think they're just
yeah.
trying to tell you that do some soul
They're
searching.
they're giving you some guidance. So I got 3 of them. First one was a Chariot reversed again. Chariot's coming up a lot today. So that's like stopping the momentum. You're kind of caught in you kind of got decision paralysis about something, or lack of control or direction. There's just, and we all get that. And that's okay. They're acknowledging this. And then I got the 8 of Swords reversed, which is be open to new perspectives and release that old energy. Okay. And then I got the Hermit reverse, which is like, okay, you're withdrawing a little bit because of this decision paralysis, and that's okay, because sometimes you need to withdraw to really self-center and hear truly what's happening within you and your heart. So really think about that, because they're just guiding you. This is guidance from them. They're with you all the way. They're just saying, hey, you know what? You don't need to move super fast, but don't stop either. You got to keep moving forward, but do it with a light filled heart after some contemplation. Yeah. Yeah. Soul searching is
Very
every day.
good.
Oh, you know what helps me, Roseanne? Because I do that a lot. Sometimes I'm more in my head than my heart. Okay, my brain just goes off into tangents. Get into nature. Just go for a walk or sit at the beach, or you don't have to, run 20 miles like some crazy people do. Okay, you don't have to do that. Sometimes that physical active relaxation helps, is what I'm saying. So you can relax at the beach or a walk, but nature is the most beautiful thing that is not computer or AI or social media related
I have to
or
go
bad news.
outside every
Yeah,
day just to
exactly.
kind of
Yep.
get my batteries charged.
Yeah. Same.
There's
I'm the
just
same.
I can't.
Yep. Yep. Getting into the ocean here during summer, even though it's blooming freezing, but then after the shock wears off, it's just beautiful. You know, um, it's not like Hawaii where it's super warm water here. It's not like that. Where I live, we have little blue penguins. Okay, so penguins, cold water, yeah. So, but
There
it's
you go.
subtropical, yeah. But it's just seeing the clouds or the clouds move, or yeah. I hope that helps.
All right. Next up, we got Vicky. Is there a message from my daughter Becky? Yes. She just keeps saying it's going to be okay. Whatever you've been worrying about, she's just saying it's going to be okay. And
Yeah,
then I
it's gonna be
pulled
okay. Don't worry about it.
Voyage.
Ooh,
Isn't that a
cool.
great shot? I love that picture. What number is that? 51. What does it say?
I'm
Uh,
getting breathe, deep breaths, Vicky.
yeah.
Breathing helps regulate
It
you.
says your life is a spiritual voyage and it isn't always what it seems. There have been no wrong turns. You're a sacred traveler on pilgrimage to your soul. I'll get the word out in a minute. Even when you're sailing through dark waters and stormy seas, if you allow yourself to feel it, you'll know that you're always seen, loved, and cherished by the universe, the creator, and your angels. And an affirmation it gives you to say is, I am safe and loved no matter where I am. I like that.
That's so beautiful. Well, I've got 3 cards for you, and they're all really super positive. So her energy is just like, well, obviously ethereal, but like heavenly, like just glowy and beautiful. Um, she says, I want to bring you some abundance and comfort. So this one's the Nine of Cups. She also gave you the Knight of Wands, energetic, passionate, you know. You've got an adventurous side to you, a creative side to you. She wants you to engage with that. Okay.
I gotta
Because that
grab a
will
bottle
help.
of water real quick.
Yeah, go for it. And then the other one is, but at the same time, it's temperance. Okay. Balance. Do this with balance as you move forward so you don't lose sight of everything. But she wants you to get in touch with that creative side of you. Does that make sense, Vicky? So you're surrounded with a lot of loving energy, and there's nothing to fear right now at all. She is fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing. She's amazing. I haven't met her, but I feel her energy. And then when she came into my head, I was like laughing because I'm like, how can you be 2 places at one time, halfway around the world? But then, That's a quantum for
It's
you.
easy for some of us. Some of us just
Yeah.
we zip right on over there. It's like,
Aloha.
hello.
Aloha. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey, Kaloa. Okay, let's see here. Now we're at an hour and 25 minutes. You're still good?
Yeah. Yeah, just about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yep. I'm
Okay.
good.
Well, we got just a handful left here.
Cool. All right.
Grace is
Oh,
my grandbaby Sophia with my mom, and does she know she is loved? Yes. And yes.
yes. Yes. I got that as soon as I read it earlier. I'm like, yep, absolutely. And she's surrounded by so much loving energy right now.
Oh, yeah. It's
And
overwhelming.
she visits too, by the way, with your mom.
Oh, yes. Yes, she does.
Yeah, and I just got goosebumps. So
I know. I got all the hair standing up on the back of my neck. It's like, wow.
isn't that awesome?
It is so powerful.
Yeah.
That it's breathtaking.
Yeah.
I don't even have to pull a card for it. It's just like,
yeah.
little Sophia is so wrapped in love.
Yeah.
That it's like, wow. If we could just get a smidgen of that, it would blow our socks off.
Well, it's what we would say, I read in the literature, unadulterated love, meaning just the absolute most pure, not messed with love. Because that's all she's known in her life was love. And she just has that so much emanating from her heart for you and the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Awesome. Kalohi. Yeah. Soak up the good vibes. I love good vibes. Bring it on. Yeah.
All right, Annie. A message from my guides.
All right. Well, let me
let's
shuffle.
see what we get. Oh, it's sleeting where Spiritual Hack is. We in the 70s. We had our week of snow, and it turned back into normal weather after that.
Yeah, I loved your post about the snow. I thought it was hilarious. I couldn't believe how much snow there was. And it stayed for days. Usually it melts.
I had a foot outside our apartment. We had a foot of snow. I know that's not the official level they gave, but that's how much was out there.
Okay.
We measured. We had a foot of snow.
I think I glitched. Yeah, I think I glitched. Sorry, everybody. I've got a full family with at least 2 devices on at home, and I've told them, do not get online for 2 hours because I'm going to be with Sherry and some amazing people.
It's my turn.
Yeah. Have to set out the territory of the bandwidth.
There you go. All right, Annie, I pulled for you. Focus. I love this. And it says, what you focus on is what you create. So put your attention on thoughts that are beautiful, worthwhile, and loving. It's time to focus your intent and your passion on one thing rather than being scattered in different directions. Let's see, what else is it? Concentrate on what you desire, not on what you don't want. Very important with manifesting. Don't focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you do want. And it says to develop inner power, gather your internal energy and focus intently on one thing. And an affirmation they give to go with this is, all of my thoughts are directed toward my highest good. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and it's crazy again with such, I love the quantum. This is quantum. How are we able to get together in this digital space and connect and get this energetic
and still feel energy from each other?
Yeah, and then these cards reflect exactly what Sherry was saying. So it's Ace of Swords reversed. So basically, you've got some confusion, a bit of a concern. Then you got Strength reversed, which is self-doubt and worry, right? So they're saying, hey, we know this is kind of what you're going through. But they say, hey, listen, I've given you, you've got a King of Wands, which is all about you're a leader, you're visionary, you can go fulfill whatever that is that your heart desires. Don't let the fear and concern tether you from your goals. So they're just saying, hey, we got your back, and we acknowledge that. Yeah. And we want you
Absolutely.
to move forward. So yeah, very cool.
Very cool. All
Yeah.
right. Mirari, what is my spirit animal?
Hey, Mirari.
What is her
Oh, when I
spirit?
read that, I found tiger. I got tiger for you. It's the first thing that popped into my mind when it came through on the comments, and then we don't get to them till later, and then it pops back in my mind.
Yeah, I was getting a big cat. It just didn't tell me which one.
Oh, really? I love it. Well, which means
So,
power and strength, and
yeah,
but still feline characteristics. You know, I'm gonna do it in my own way, my own time. No one dictates things to me.
that's a cat for you. Any size or shape. It doesn't matter. Absolutely.
Maybe that's what we need, is just yeah, we need cats in charge. No, that'd be crazy. Cats and dogs, maybe. I know, that'd be more crazy. Never mind. Awesome. Does that resonate, Mirari? Cool. Yeah,
All
don't
right.
let anybody control you. Any messages for me?
No.
Hey, butterflies.
Butterflies are free. Any messages for me?
Ooh, butterflies are free. And you know what? They're beautiful. And they're also a symbol of renewal and transformation, you know, from the chrysalis.
I had never seen a butterfly in real life. I'd seen pictures, videos, movies. I'd
Really?
never actually seen one in real life until we moved into this apartment where we live now. And my son and I were out on the patio one afternoon. It's like, I think it was last summer. And we were talking about something, and this beautiful black and gold monarch
Ooh.
butterfly comes flitting over the wall and like dances around his head and then danced around my head. And he was like, what do I do? And I'm like, just be still. And just kept like flicking back and forth between us. And I held my hand out, and it almost came and sat on my hand and then changed his mind and flew away. But it
Yeah.
was like that was the first time I'd
Oh
ever
my
seen a
gosh.
butterfly up close
They're
and personal.
beautiful.
They are
Yeah,
beautiful. I couldn't get over it.
yeah. And how does it go from a little worm thing to an insect with wings? That just blows my mind. You know, the marvel
Ooh,
of beauty of
I like
nature.
that.
Cool. All right. Are you going to read first, or you want me to go?
You can go ahead.
Okay, cool. You've been going through something. You got a three of swords reversed. Some discord happening. Also, you got the wheel of fortune. So stuff that's out of your control is happening to you. So that's kind of the general, like, oh, there's stuff going on, man. But you get the seven of pentacles, and pentacles is money. Yay. But consistent effort, you got to work for it, whatever it is. If you need more money, if you need a new job, or results from past effort that seems to never pay off is paying off. So that's good. So they're just saying, hey, we acknowledge, your guides are saying, you know, we acknowledge that it's been tough for you, but things will get better. Your hard work is going to pay off for you. So keep going, keep moving forward. You got this.
Oh, sanctuary.
Lovely.
If that doesn't go with what you just said,
Yeah.
says in times of retreat and inner sanctuary, it's in times of retreat and inner sanctuary that you can truly hear the voice of your soul. If you've been pushing too hard or struggling to keep going, this is the time to be still and nurture your internal world.
Yeah.
Draw nourishment from the wellspring inside of you. Think carefully about decisions you make at this time. and proceed with care and deliberation. And the affirmation they give with this is, I am divinely guided, gently and lovingly.
Yep. And that's what your
I
guides
like that.
said. It's beautiful. Awesome.
All right, last one up. Spiritual hack said, how about a
Lovely.
message
All right.
for all of everybody? Let's do that. Yes. Annie says, thank you.
You're most welcome, everybody. I'm just going to go in and get some clairvoyant kind of right here.
You
I've
go
got
in and
my
get what
little
you got.
crystal here. Yeah.
Pull a soul card here.
All right. I'm going to go, Sherry, because they're talking to me. They said, you have been through a lot. That reason why that chariot reverse keeps coming up is because everything's moving so fast that it's time to slow down. In the world, in your lives, the whole reason for your being here is you chose to be here and you have so many gifts to give. Don't get caught up in purpose anxiety. Go within and the answers are there. Okay. I just channeled, I think. Did I just channel? Oh my God.
You sure did.
Oh my God.
I pulled for you radiance. And it says, when you live in a state of radiance, you don't need to struggle for things to happen. You're a radiant reflection of the Creator's light. You can actually catapult you into a joyous state of radiance. And an affirmation for y'all to say is, I am a radiant reflection of the Creator's light.
That's
I
beautiful.
like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's gorgeous.
That is beautiful.
Well, Anna, darling, thank you for coming and spending your afternoon with me. It's
Thank you.
Sunday? No, it's Sunday morning for you, isn't it?
Sunday at 11:30 right now. Yeah, we started at 10.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
just rolling into lunchtime for you.
Yeah,
So.
rolling into lunch. Yeah, that's good.
Thank y'all
you,
very
Sherry.
much for joining us today.
Thank you,
I'm so
everyone.
glad you all came and hung out with us. If you're still awake tonight, come back for the slumber party, 10 o'clock Central, and you can get a naughty card if you ask. So,
Oh my gosh, look at what Spiritual Hack says. Tears here. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're welcome, Spiritual Hacks.
You're most welcome.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to say goodbye for now. Ann and I will be getting back together sometime soon. Don't worry.
Yep, promise.
We
Thank
we
you.
chat all the time, so it's just a matter of getting our schedules to mesh.
We're the Gas Bagger Collective. The Chin Waggers.
Yeah, it's nothing for us to get on Messenger chat and just spend an hour and just talk. Yeah.
I know. So lovely to see you all.
All right.
Thanks for
So
coming.
bye everybody. Have a great afternoon.